So it's been a few months since I last unboxed this Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card, and yes, it is a mouthful. Previously, this card was just called Cash Rewards, and it looked like this because they had predetermined their 3% and 2% categories, but now they are allowing you to choose your 3% category, hence the customized name. Though really, a simple card design refresh would have been enough, like every other card that had category refreshes in the past few years. But anywho, you clicked on this video not to hear me gripe about its long, ridiculous name, but rather whether you should pick up this card. I decided to pick this up myself a few months back because of its online shopping category, which is one of the categories you can pick for 3%. Though there are other cards that are cropping up with a similar 3% online shopping category, like Amex's Refresh Blue Cash Everyday card, which now also earns 3% back on online retail stores. So I'll take that all into consideration in this video. So let's go ahead and get started with the pros. So first of all, this is a no annual fee card. So as long as you don't keep a balance, you don't have to pay any fees to own this card. It has a very easy to get sign up bonus, which usually ranges between $150 to $200. After $1,000 of spend within the first 90 days, which also posted to my account very quickly soon after I hit that minimum. But the highlight of this card is definitely the 3% categories that you can choose from. So there are 5 total categories that you can pick each month, including online shopping, which was my choice for the past few months, dining, drugstores, gas, home improvement stores, and travel/transportation. Within the app, they do give some example merchants that qualify under each category, but of course this is not an exhaustive list. They also have a few more details about the codes that each transaction could be coded as that may fall into these categories within the actual welcome paperwork. So if you're kind of hesitant and not sure if this will fall into the right category, you want to first consult those documents. If you're not sure, for example, in the category of online shopping, you can always just do small transactions at the merchant to see if it qualifies or not. I'll talk a little bit more details about the categories in the later part of this video. But the standout feature of these customized 3% categories is that you don't have to remember to activate it every month. So if you had wanted to stay with the online category, for example, you don't have to remember to choose it again the next month. It will just automatically carry over your previous selection from the previous month. And then if you do decide midway through during the month that you want to change it to a different category, you can choose to do so. You just have one opportunity per month to make the change. In addition to the 3%, you also earn 2% back at grocery stores and wholesale clubs, which is good because this is on the Visa network, which means it's acceptable at Costco. Altogether, your 3% and 2% earnings will cap off at $2,500 of spend per quarter, so every 3 months. And anything you spend outside of those categories, or if you max out your 3%, 2% categories, you will earn 1% back. But if you're a little bit more cashback savvy, you might be thinking, well, these numbers are not particularly outstanding, especially since the Blue Cash BCE card now earns 3% back at grocery stores, as well as online retail stores, so it's not all that great per se. But if you have a lot of assets with Bank of America or investments with Merrill Lynch, you can actually bump up those cashback rates. So if you have $20,000 or more with them, you can earn 25% more on that cashback rate. And so on and so forth, up to the Platinum Honors category, which you can earn 75% more. So ultimately, you could be earning 5.25% back instead of 3% back in those special categories. For redemption options, you can either cash out by posting as a statement credit, depositing into your Bank of America or Merrill Lynch account, or requesting a personal check. The personal check is the only one that has a $25 minimum. The other options you can redeem as little as 1 cent. Additionally, it's on the Visa network, which is much more widely accepted than American Express, for example. And like American Express, they also have these limited merchant offers where you can get additional cash back or rebate if you spend at certain retail stores. And a lesser known perk of all Bank of America cards is that you can earn free admission to select museums across the US on the first full weekend of the month. which could be pretty valuable depending on where you live, though the list has definitely tapered down quite a bit after COVID, but still a nice touch. And then there are a couple other standard perks that you would get with a credit card from a major bank, including the ability to dispute a transaction straight from the app, contactless payment, digital wallet, fraud protection, free card replacement, etc., etc. You can look at their terms and conditions yourself on their website, and they do change from time to time, so I don't want to lock it in stone in this video. But let's go ahead and move on to the cons. So once again, the 3% and 2% categories have a spend cap of $2,500 per quarter. So depending on how much you spend in those categories, it may not be a lot. It also does have foreign transaction fees, so it's not good for international travel. And if you are going to pretty much solely use this card for online purchases, which is my primary reason for getting the card, you do have to make sure you check whether you're actually earning the 3% that you're expecting when you do make online purchases, because I was quite surprised at which transactions actually coded as an online purchase and which one didn't. So it's a little bit hard to see if you just dial into the individual transaction. It even does have a breakout line where it says online purchase, yes or no, and it will have yes. But then if you go to the rewards section, and then activity, that's where you can see whether or not you got the category bonus, as you can see here. Otherwise, it won't say rewards base and category bonus. So the shocker to me was that for some reason, donations via PayPal counted as an online shopping category, whereas buying shipping labels from eBay or buying phone minutes online doesn't count as online shopping. So I definitely recommend you do small purchases and then checking at the rewards tab to see if that transaction got you that bonus or not. Thankfully, you can easily see this after the transaction has posted to your account. You don't have to wait for the statement to be posted. Continue on the list of cons. It currently doesn't offer any kind of referral bonus, and the aforementioned merchant offered called Bank Amerideals are really hard to use. They have a lot of hidden rules, like a minimum spend of $3. You also have to remember to activate them, and there's also a max earning cap in which you can get the rebate for. But overall, the offerings have been pretty meager and not very attractive at all, so I haven't had a chance to take advantage of any of them. I also don't particularly like the app interface. It has a lot of things going on here because Bank of America is such a big organization. They're constantly trying to sell you their other services, and so the app is just loaded with all their other different services, and it's really difficult to find what you're looking for. There's a lot of scrolling and tapping involved. Not to mention, it's pretty laggy, and I find it really strange that it gives you a notification like 10 minutes after you have already closed out the app saying that they have auto-logged you out. Like, I would assume that they would have logged you out when you closed out the app. And then talking about their customer service. So they do have a chat feature. They first default you with their virtual assistant, Erica, but as you can imagine, Erica is not very helpful. So usually I would have to try to contact a live agent, and the app is a little bit wonky when it does that, so I just pick up the phone and call instead. And the annoying thing though is after I call them and my issue is addressed, they insist on trying to sell me some of their other services or products, to which I cannot find a friendly way of saying no, I don't want it. So a lot of times I just abruptly hang up, which I find it really annoying that I have to go through the process of somebody trying to sell me something just to ask a simple question. Alright, so that's the full lowdown on this card. Let's talk about acceptance if you're still interested in getting this card. It's a very easy card to get accepted for, even if you don't have any credit history. As long as you have a relationship with Bank of America, you can get this card. You can even just go in branch if you don't have any kind of credit history, which makes this card a really nice first card to get, especially for immigrants or foreigners. It tends to pull Experian, at least for me, and other data points. They even have a student version which appears to have identical benefits, even identical sign-up offers at this time. So my guess is just the approval threshold is just lower for the student version. And something you have to be aware of is Bank of America does have a 2-3-4 rule, which means Bank of America won't approve you for more than 2 cards per rolling 2 months, more than 3 cards per rolling 12 months, and 4 cards per rolling 24 months. So make sure to keep that in mind when you are applying. You may actually not get declined if you break one of those rules, but in the future they could rescind the offer and close your account because technically they weren't supposed to approve you. Originally, there were so many different branded variations of this card, but it does seem like Bank of America is kind of whittling down that pool. There is still a few maybe here and there that you can get as a specialty branding, but again, this is just for aesthetics and doesn't affect the actual rewards earning. But that also means that you can get multiple of this card if you want. So basically, get this card if you're interested in their 3% categories, and particularly if you have already a lot of assets with Bank of America or Merrill Lynch to boost your cashback earnings, or if you're just looking for a good cashback card and you have no credit history, or you're an international student or a new immigrant.